loves, welcome back to my channel. Happy Vlogmas day 22. I don't know why I went like that, but it is Vlogmas and it is day 22, and I felt like since today I was very productive and just doing so much crap today, I didn't really have a lot of time to film a vlog of what I was doing. So I figured it would be really cool for me to just sit down, talk to you guys, do a little Q&A, and catch up with you guys, because I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, and I know that there's probably a lot of questions that you guys have, because there have been so many changes in my life in the last this entire pandemic, this entire year. 2020 has been the year of growth, gratitude, craziness. There's just so much that has happened in 2020, and I feel like I have a lot to be thankful for. This definitely isn't one of my worst years, and I don't mean to say that in any kind of insensitive way, because I know there's a lot of people where this has been the worst year for them, but I genuinely mean I've had worse years that have definitely destroyed me mentally and just who I am as a person. And I feel like this year I did a lot of reflection, a lot of internalized growth, and just really meeting myself and who I am with compassion and learning about myself and my body. And I think that it's incredible, and I know that there's just still so much for me to learn, and I don't know, I feel really grateful right now. And so for today's Vlogmas of 2020, I thought I would give you guys a chance to ask me some questions while I got ready. Of course, you guys know your girl doesn't do anything crazy. This is the look. But I thought, let's just sit down, let's talk. You guys know I talk forever. This intro is already 7 billion years. But I talk forever, so let's just get into the video. You guys can ask me what you want to ask me. Let's go. Guys, let's go ahead and get started. I have my little Christmas tree up here just because it's the holiday season, and we're going to go ahead and get started. These are my brows the next day after being washed. All I had to do was comb them up, which was We're going to go ahead and get into the Q&A because I posted on Instagram for you guys to ask me some questions, and I actually got quite a few questions. And I think obviously, one, I have things to do today, so I don't want to take too long to get ready, but also two, I just feel if I do any more questions, this video is going to be too long, because you guys know how I am, and you guys know that I can ramble forever and ever and ever. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the one question I got asked on YouTube itself, and it's just basically, how old are you, how tall are you, and do you want a baby? I feel like that's a lot of very personal information, but I will answer it because I always answer these things for you guys. I am currently 29. I just had my 29th birthday in November, which was really nice. I got to spend a lot of time with my family and those closest to me, even during this crazy ass time. I am also only 5'1". I'm actually really, really short. You know what's crazy is when I first started doing YouTube videos back in the day, a lot of people thought that I was so much taller than I am. And I was always so amazed because I would meet people in person and they'd be like, oh my God, I thought you were so much taller. And I'd be like, wow, thank you. No, I'm definitely not. But yeah, I'm pretty short, which is always I don't know. I really don't like being super short, but it is what it is. What are we gonna do? I was born this way, Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's little genes. Do you want a baby? Yes, I eventually want to have children. I think a lot of it is just gonna have to do with how my body handles it. Am I gonna be able to get myself healthy enough to have kids and have a healthy pregnancy and healthy kids? That's all I could want, but I obviously don't want to do that anytime soon. I am slightly old school when it comes to that crap. I don't know why, it's just always been how I've been. I would rather get married first then have kids. I want to live out that whole I want to live out an engagement and enjoy it, and then I want to get married and I want to live that out and enjoy it, and then I want to take those new steps of life. So go into, or just a little too zoomed, go into having a kid and be able to enjoy all of those moments on their own. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Next question, let's move on. Do you deal with anxiety? I actually do, and I actually had really bad anxiety most of my life. I struggled with it a lot when I was younger. I didn't really know that that's what it was because I was just a kid, you know what I mean? I didn't know. But I did struggle with it a lot, and then as I got into early adulthood, I saw a doctor for it and ended up getting prescribed medication that I only took for like, honestly, I don't even remember how long I took it. I can't even tell you guys what it was called because I don't remember. But I just remember like how it made me feel, and it really zombied me out, which is what I hated. Like I felt like, one, it like put me to sleep. I was always tired from it, but two, like I really just didn't feel like myself. Yeah, it was super crazy because I remember one time, I think I was working at Sephora at the time because I think I was living at my aunt's house, and my aunt lives, you know, in Phoenix, and I was working at the Sephora in Tempe. And I remember driving home and I just like knocked out on the road. Like I fell asleep on the road after taking my anxiety medication. And it was really scary, and I was like, you know what? This is not the business. This is not what I want. But I do deal with it. It's definitely not as crazy as it used to be because I've found ways to kind of, you know, cope with a lot of my past traumas, I guess, and just kind of work on healing myself and becoming a better version of myself for myself. Like I feel like that is one of the biggest things you can do when it comes to anxiety, is just work on being the best you that you can be, because a lot of times the anxiety that we have is a lot of our own issues that we're just kind of projecting out into the world. And you know, maybe that's not always the case, if that makes sense. Like, you know, obviously like we see things different than anyone else sees it from an outside perspective, and a lot of the times like when we get that built up anxiety, it's just because we're seeing things this one-sided way. I hope that's making sense for you. Do you and Cody plan to move in together? Would he move to Cali? So Cody and I actually do want to obviously live together. He is trying to come out to California. With him, it's not as simple as just like packing up and going. He actually has to figure out, you know, his job situation, because he makes really good money out here in Arizona and he works a good job. And so he needs to find something, obviously, where he's going to make a decent amount of money, do what he loves, and obviously be like 100% remote, because he does like development work, you know, like nerdy coding stuff. So there's a lot of jobs that are remote, but it's just he needs to be like 100% remote. And basically he wants to work for like a bigger company, just because they have a lot more that they can offer. Like where he works now, they have like stock shares and things that I don't even understand. But so he has like these things that he needs to do in order to get a new job. Like he has to have these certain requirements before he could just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go work this job. What motivated you to kickstart a healthy lifestyle? Honestly, the biggest thing, and I will say this every time, it has been my health. My health is what really got me to be like, okay, it's time for you. I look so greasy. Why didn't you guys tell me? I'm over here all sweating. My health is what really got me into switching up to a healthier lifestyle. And that's because, one, like I finally found a doctor that was actually good and was able to tell me a lot more than just like, there's nothing I can do for you, you just have to take birth control. He was able to actually be like, no, like we can work on helping this, you know, we can work on helping your symptoms, I guess it is. With PCOS, there's actually a lot of different kinds of symptoms that can be painful. And so, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you want to try to like work to fix before all of the other stuff, before like the pregnancy and all that. And like for me, it was really like I need to lose the weight, because clearly I was considered overweight for my height. Like I said, I'm only 5'1", and I was approaching that 140, which doesn't sound bad. And honestly, like I don't mind having a little meat on my body, because I like growing my booty and I like having thick legs, which I don't ever have. Like as soon as I start losing weight, like those are the things I lose first, instead of my big old gut and chin. But that was literally like the biggest thing. Like my doctor was like, you're overweight. If you tried to have like a child right now, it probably wouldn't make it past like the first trimester, because your hormones are so jacked up. And we need to really work on balancing out those hormones. We need to work on, you know, helping you get your levels back in check, because like I said in my PCOS video, we had to do a full panel blood work and just kind of check in on all my levels. So, you know, not just the hormone levels, but everything, like everything that was going on in my body. And you know, it was a mix of everything. Like I was really freaking tired all the time. Like I literally could get 8 hours of sleep and I would be so exhausted and I wouldn't know why, and I would always feel like crap and I wouldn't know why. I'd be like, why do I feel this way? Like, why do I constantly feel like crap? How come nothing is changing? Like, I'm sleeping more, I'm doing the things I should be doing. And honestly, it was because of a lot of the crap I was eating too. Like, I wasn't eating a balanced diet. I was eating a lot of stuff that was just like processed, on top of the fact that I was eating probably more carbs than I was protein, because I wasn't, you know, paying attention to those protein goals. I wasn't paying attention to my macros. And so I was really just, you know, not paying attention to anything that I was putting into my body. And so, yeah, I think that was pretty much like the biggest thing. It was just knowing that I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't, like I said, I was super tired. I was lethargic. I was just not wanting to do anything. Like, after work, I would come home and I wouldn't want to do anything, like not even just sit there and like hang out with my roommates. Like, I just wanted to go to sleep and just be alone because I had no energy for anyone, you know, especially even myself. And then again, like, just feeling the pain. I was always freaking bloated from stuff that I would eat. I'll actually insert a picture here that blows my mind, because I was so freaking bloated here and I just don't even know like how the hell that happened. But that was, I remember that day because I remember like I had started trying to jumpstart a fitness journey again for the 100,000th time, and I had eaten something. I think I was on keto at that time. I was trying out keto and I had eaten something that was non-keto, and it was like I think it was like a marinara sandwich or something, like a chicken parm kind of thing. And I freaking bloated up so bad. I felt like crap. I was in pain, I was tired, and I was just like, you know what, I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to feel like I hate the way I look in everything that I wear. I don't want to feel like I can't freaking breathe when I eat something. Like, I needed to figure out what was causing all of that, and I needed to figure it out quick. So that was a very long answer, but you guys know what I mean. What is your 5-year plan? Whew, this is a deep one because I don't even know if I really know my 5-year plan. So I kind of have an idea. So in 5 years, I'll be, what, 34? I would hope that by that time, I would be able to have a family. But, you know, again, I'm not putting pressure or time frames on things because that's just going to cause a lot of stress that I don't need. So, you know, that's just what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that I could have a family by that time, a family of my own. And I'm hoping, you know, that I would be married by that time, and that I would be working a job that I actually want to work, that is something in a field I actually want to be a part of. So right now, like, a short-term goal is more just trying to get myself into that field. You guys know I went back to school and I got a certificate, and I got that certificate because I wanted to get out of doing just your typical IT and get into working in the ed tech field, kind of doing more instructional design, being able to work especially like with colleges and things like that, where you can help to implement the curriculum, help to bring technology into, you know, the school and into their curriculum in general. So I'm hoping that somewhere in the very near future, I will be already working in that field. So 5 years down the road, I'll be hoping to be, you know, advancing in that field. Do you have any fetishes? I don't think so. There's nothing out there that I'm like, ooh, I don't know what it is about this, but I really like it and I need it in my life. I really don't think so. I think, you know, don't get me wrong, to each their own, but like fetishes are kind of weird to me. Like, I don't get certain things. Like, I know I've told you guys before, and if I haven't, I'm gonna tell you guys this now. I actually sold my socks once to a man in Germany because he had a foot fetish, and I was like, yo, easy money. Like, he paid for the shipping and everything, you know. So I mean, more power to you if you are true to yourself and you know what you like and whatever. But I personally don't think I have any kind of weird fetishes that like, I don't think there's anything that people would be like, yo, that's a fetish. Like, that's not a normal thing that you like there, Heather. So yeah, I don't think so. I got up to go get Ayla and then realized that my foot was asleep and it hurts so bad. Why are you so dope? LOL, not a question. Haha, just love you. Thanks, girly. I appreciate you. Best present that you've ever given someone? I feel like I'm a really good gift giver. I feel like I always try to look for something that is like super sentimental. I feel like, I don't know, I just love to see people happy. I love to see their reaction when I do something that means a little bit more to them than just like, oh, here's clothes or a gift card or this or that. Like, I feel like I really try to put in an effort to understand like what people like. And so I feel like I've given a lot of good gifts. I feel like, let me think of some. For sure, like my best friend, when her dad passed, I actually gave her like this picture of him that I put on this little metal thing that was just like one of their favorite pictures, but you couldn't really see it very well, so I worked on like retouching it and making it look really nice, and then putting it on like this metal picture frame that she could keep forever. And then I had an ex who also had a father pass away, and I ended up making them something where I basically went into their phone and I took recordings, like voicemail recordings from their dad that was just basically saying that they loved them, and I put it into like a little monkey because they really liked monkeys. And so it was just basically this little Build-A-Bear monkey kind of concept. Like, I didn't even go to Build-A-Bear, I just bought a monkey and bought a little recorder and put that voicemail into the monkey. Like, that one was just like, they literally like, that one was good. It was a really good one. I feel like I always try to do something that's like sentimental. I'm trying to think of like other gifts that I've given that are just like, whoa, that's so cool. Even just like stuff that I try to do, like for instance, like me and Cody were gonna celebrate our 2 years coming up in January, and I was like, what can I do that's like different that we haven't already done, or that like he's not gonna like think of. And Cody really likes animals. He's like a huge animal lover. So I thought it would be cool if like I took him to a little like staycation, but instead of just doing like your typical like, oh, let's go stay at this hotel or let's go stay at this Airbnb, like I found this place that was legit like a little camper out on like a big huge ranch farm thing, and there's like petting animals everywhere, like little llamas and goats and all kinds of things. I don't really know exactly all the animals, but they have all kinds of animals, and I just thought that would literally be perfect for him because he loves animals. So I just feel like I always like to try to find something that I think is gonna mean a lot to them. I feel like I stay on these questions too long. Not a question, but hi. Hello, sunshine. Okay, has trust ever been hard for you? Like, how did you learn to trust in a relationship, friends, family? Trust, it has definitely been something that I had to really work on figuring out for myself since I was a kid, because I come from a divorced family, so there was a lot of stuff that I really felt as a child like let down about. Like, honestly, that was one of the biggest reasons I stopped believing in the religion that I was born into, because I was like, wait a second, like they don't believe in divorce, like divorce is a sin, like what, you know, like there's a lot of stuff that I feel kind of like traumatized me as a kid and made me not really trust people or things. But I think, or not so much things, but just like instances or like how life turns out. But I think it really started probably about my first boyfriend, because he actually cheated on me a lot, and that kind of started my whole downward spiral of like how I felt about myself, and also like how I trusted people. And I feel like pretty much almost every dude I dated after him, it just like, I don't know, I just never really had that deep connection with them that was like, oh, like this is like the person I'm gonna like marry because I have this like super strong feeling towards them, I trust them with my whole heart. It was not like that for a really long time, because I just felt like I couldn't trust people because I had given my whole entire heart and like soul to this person, and I was a child. Like, don't get me wrong, please don't think this is like, oh, this just happened like last year or something. Like, no, I was a kid. This was my very first boyfriend. I was like 16 or something when we started dating, or 15, I don't even remember now. But so I was a kid, but at that time, like, it was very detrimental, you know what I mean? Like, you're a kid and you're a teenager and you're growing up and you're learning about yourself, and people are taking advantage of who you are as a person. It really does mess with you. And so I think that really did kind of start off my lack of trust with people, but I think something that really helped me out was the fact that I have really amazing friends. Like the ones that I'm super close with, I can literally trust them with my whole entire life. I know that they're not the type of people that are ever going to, you know, exploit my business or make me feel any type of way about anything, because they're just genuinely there for me, and you know, they just want what's best for me. And same thing with my family. Like I'm really close with my family because even though we're a little crazy sometimes, like we all have each other's best interest at heart, and we just want what's best for each other. And so I feel like, I don't know, like it's nice to have that reassurance that like you have really good friends in your life, or you have really good family members who just build up so much of that trust. But then it sucks when like you open yourself up and you have such a big heart and you just want to trust everybody because you think everybody has some kind of good in them, and then they show you otherwise. You know what I mean? Like my most recent ex cheated on me with their ex and their coworker. So there's a lot of things that like you have to look back and be like, okay, I'm putting this amount of energy into these people because I want to trust them, but at the same time, like you always have to make sure to have some kind of, not necessarily like have your guard up, but just be mindful and be aware of the energy that you're giving to people and what you're putting out there, because you don't always want to put your whole entire self out there to people who don't deserve it. People who don't deserve your energy and your trust, you're gonna know it off the bat. You're gonna know how it feels, and even when you try to like go against it, your heart and your gut are gonna tell you otherwise. But I do definitely think that it is something that you have to kind of learn. And unfortunately, some people have to go through that heartbreak and that heartache and the trial and error to know like, okay, this person is worth trusting or this person is not. Or next time I know that I can't throw my whole entire self at this person like right off the bat. Do you know what I mean? How did you get Ayla? How old is she? And would you ever get her a brother? I think they're asking if I would ever get Ayla a brother or sister. Y'all, eyeliner is so freaking hard, I swear. Sometimes I'm like, why is it so hard? How did you get Ayla? So actually, almost 9 years ago now. She'll be 9 in February. I was with one of my exes at PetSmart. Well, we were driving around before I had to go to work, I think. Or maybe he had to go to work, I don't remember. But we were driving around, and we were in Tempe Marketplace because this is when I lived in Tempe, and I was like, let's just stop and look at the puppies. Like, they're so cute. Obviously, I never had any intention on getting a puppy. I was just like, let's look at them. They're so cute. I love puppies. And so we pulled over and we looked at all the little doggies that were out there from the Ohana shelter, the Tempe shelter that used to be out there. I don't think they are in business anymore, but we went out there and we looked at them, and I saw her sitting there. She actually did have a brother and a sister at that time that were in the little, not kennel, but you know, like the playpen they have for the doggies. They were there with her, and they were running around like crazy, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot have a crazy dog. Like, I don't even know what it means to like take care of a dog, so like I can't have a crazy dog. And I just saw Ayla, and she was just sitting there like so freaking scared looking and sad, like just like looking, you know what I mean? I was like, oh my god, like she's so cute, like she's literally perfect. I want this dog. And I remember like telling him like, oh my god, I want this dog. I was holding her, I was like falling in love with her, and I was like, I want her so bad. And he was like, I'll help you get her. And I was like, no, like it's fine, like I don't think we should. And he's like, no, like if it's gonna make you happy, like let's do it, whatever. Something like that. Like I don't remember the whole story, but I was like, okay, let me ask my roommate, because at that time I was living with Steph, and it was just me and Steph in a little tiny like 670 square foot apartment. And so I called Steph and I was like, okay, boo-boo's, like, don't kill me, but what would you think about us getting a puppy? And Steph was like, oh my god, a puppy. Hello, my loves. I actually took a little break because my parents got home from work, and I ate a bunch of spicy pistachios now. So, stop, baby. Okay, I think we were talking about Ayla. So yeah, I got Ayla. Steph was like super ecstatic, and we ended up bringing her home. She is going to be 9 in February. Oh, baby. Huh? She's gonna be 9? She's gonna be 9? Of course, she's gonna try to sit on me. Ayla thinks that she's a lap dog, even though she's humongous. Baby girl. Baby girl. Can I film? No. I hate when you do that. It's always like I can kiss her, but she can't kiss me, so I think she gets annoyed because I'm like, don't kiss me. Alright. Would I ever get her a brother or sister? I don't know, because let me tell you guys why. When I lived with Erica, we had Picasso, a little tiny poop head. And then if Cody ends up moving down, he's gonna have Poncho, which is this humongous Great Dane. So I don't know if like it's smart for us to get another doggy right now. You know what I mean? Plus, Ayla's kind of like a lone wolf. She doesn't really care for other dogs unless it's like Picasso or pretty much just Picasso. I don't think she really likes any other doggies, to be quite honest with you guys. Oh, and then off camera, while I was eating my pistachios, I actually went ahead and I added these Luna lashes from Dramatica Lashes. This is one of my girls, one of my OGs on Instagram. She has her own little lash brand. See if you guys can see that. And so I am wearing the style Luna. I really like these. No, you can't go outside because the other doggies are outside. My parents have 2 bulldogs, and Ayla and the girl, Ellie, they do not get along. And that's what I mean. Like, Ayla doesn't always get along with dogs, so it's like hard to tell. Excuse me, are those your presents? Now she's going through the Christmas presents. What's your deal? What is your deal, girl? All right, move, baby girl. Go lay down. Alright, but anyways, I applied those off camera just because like my parents got home and I was taking a little break so that they didn't have to like be quiet or anything like that, since I am filming in the living room. You know what's amazing is that this whole video I haven't had to do my brows. All I had to do was comb them, which is so great. Like I just had to comb them and it's fabulous. Alright, I have a few more questions. I'm going to get through those. I want to do my lips because it's going to be really hard for me to like talk and do my lips. So I'm going to do my lips. We'll come back and answer the last few questions. Okay. I want to try to make it a habit of like saying what I'm using on my lips, because sometimes I'll watch old videos and I'll be like, oh my god, I love my lips, like what am I wearing? And I don't ever say it in the freaking video and it drives me insane. So on the lips I have a NYX lip liner called Nude Truffle, and then over that I have Mocha Twist from e.l.f. Cool. Alright, last few questions. Let's get it. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live and why? If I could live anywhere in the world, I feel like I haven't traveled enough to know exactly like where I would want to live. I know that I want to visit places, like I want to visit Spain, I want to visit the Philippines, I'd love to visit like Thailand or something, but I don't know like where I would actually want to live, if that makes sense. And I've always wanted to live in California, and I'm doing that now, so it's like hard to say like, oh yeah, I'd live in California. I don't know. I really don't know where I would live, to be quite honest with you. I know all the places I would visit, but I think it would be really hard to like adjust to living in a new environment if it was like outside of the US. You know what I mean? But who knows? Like even low key, like it would be dope to live in Mexico. Like if I was living in like Mexico City or somewhere like that, it'd be cool. Then I could learn Spanish too. How do you stay motivated to exercise? There are times when I take days off and then I'm back at it. Thank you. Honestly, it is a struggle sometimes, and I mentioned this in one of my Vlogmas videos, I think yesterday's video or the day before. Sometimes it is a struggle and it's really hard for me to feel motivated to work out, and sometimes I fall off. For instance, like everything that happened after Thanksgiving, like I feel like after Thanksgiving I just didn't feel like I wanted to like adhere to my tracking and everything I was doing, but obviously like I'm doing it for a reason. And so really like all I do to deal with that is if I feel like I'm having an off day or an off week, I just pick myself up and I get back at it. I don't try to like be hard on myself, because I used to do that a lot, and I think that's what used to kind of like push me away from wanting to actually like get into a fitness routine or work on a new lifestyle, like a fitness lifestyle change. Yeah, I try not to be too hard on myself anymore, because like I said, that added pressure and stress just doesn't do good for us, or for myself rather. And I, you know, just keep on going. That's all you can do. Just keep on keeping on. If you mess up one day or you take a week off, it's not going to kill you. And you just have to remember that, like, you have to be aware of that and not beat yourself up. We're humans, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to have days where we don't feel okay or we don't feel like we want to do something, and it's fine. It's not the end of the world, and it's not going to kill you if you don't want to work out or you don't want to eat super healthy that day. You know what I mean? So it's all good. That's pretty much like all I do is I try to be gentle with myself, and I try to remind myself like, hey, you're not going to get anywhere by beating yourself up. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so you didn't work out today. That's fine. Work out tonight or work out tomorrow even harder. You know what I mean? Like, just be gentle with yourself. What has been helping you with PCOS? Honestly, I feel like the biggest thing that has helped me with my PCOS is definitely changing up my eating, changing up my diet and exercise routine in general, like changing up my whole lifestyle. Eating better, working out more consistently, and trying to maintain a decent sleep schedule. It's really hard for me to get anything more than like 5 to 6 hours, but I try my best to go to sleep early when I can and get those, you know, that good sleep routine in. That's something that I still have to work on, and I'm definitely telling myself it's like a huge goal of mine to work on my sleep. I think that is the biggest thing. Obviously, medication has helped. I didn't know that I had so many allergies, so the allergies have helped with just a lot of like the fatigue as well. And the spironolactone that I take has helped with trying to balance out my testosterone levels, which I can tell has helped. You know, it's crazy because I actually saw a video of me and Cody at a Post Malone concert, and I was obviously like making a deeper voice, like I was like, no, 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 hey, like singing a Post Malone song to a deeper voice, but like legit, I can't even go as deep as I did in that video now. And it's so crazy because it's like, damn, like maybe my testosterone really was jacked up because your girl was sounding deep, like I'm talking like deep, you know? So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think that's honestly been the biggest thing that has helped me is just changing up when I'm eating, sticking to those good macros, making sure I hit my proteins, making sure that I keep my carbs low, and watching the kinds of foods I eat. It's not just about like, oh, like I can only have, you know, this, and this today. It's also about like, okay, if I'm going to eat something, what is in it? If I want to eat bread today, what kind of bread am I buying? Am I buying the generic white bread at Fry's or Ralph's because it's cheap, but it's made with all of these different processed chemicals and different things that I've never heard of? Or am I going to buy something that, yes, it's still bread, yes, it still has carbs, yes, it's high calorie, but it has better ingredients? So I definitely think switching up what I eat has helped so much in so many ways that I can't even begin to like explain. But also maintaining like some sort of exercise routine, whether I'm working out, you know, 3, 4, 5 times a week, or, you know, almost every single day. There was some weeks where I was working out like 6 days a week, and I was like, I need to calm down and like be healthy about this. Like it gets really easy. Like once you start seeing results and you start seeing them kind of fast, you want to kind of like just keep it going and keep losing and keep doing all these things. But sometimes you got to kind of take a step back and be like, is this really going to be the healthiest thing for me? So I feel like that's kind of how I am with working out. Like I try to at least do 3 to 4 times a week. Most of the time it's like 4 to 5 times a week, but at the very least 3 to 4 times a week of me working out. And that has really helped with my energy levels. It's helped with just how I feel, obviously the way I'm fitting into clothes because I'm losing weight. I think I'm currently sitting at 122 right now. So again, I started my journey at 139. It was like 138.9. It was basically 139, and I had reached 140 at some point, but when I actually started, I was 139, and I went down to what did I say I went down to? 120 something? I think my last check-in that I did with you guys, I had lost 16 pounds, so I was down to like 123. I'm at 122, and it's just kind of been like teeter-tottering between 120 and 123 because I either like stop eating the things that I was eating and work out a little bit less, or I get back into it and I just start dropping weight. So I am working on like trying to figure out what kind of calories I want to do now that I want to switch up my eating again. So I might implement more calories, but we'll do that in a whole nother video. But yeah, so I feel like those are the things that I've been doing for my PCOS, and I feel like it has helped me, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but I feel like it's been a drastic change since I started this journey, and since I have really just been on YouTube. Like I feel like I'm just so much more myself, and it feels amazing to be in a place where like I feel happy and I feel like there's a lot of like good coming into my life, because I was at a point, like I said this before, like a year ago, where I just wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling like myself. I wasn't feeling happy. I wasn't feeling like I didn't want to be here. You know what I mean? So I'm really happy that like the PCOS stuff happened, because it got my health in check. It kind of mixed up my mental health. Like I was like, yo, like maybe this is why I'm so sad, you know, this is why I have these thoughts, this is why I have these ideations. And like now as I'm starting to feel better inside, I'm starting to feel better up here, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's per crazy. It's per crazy. But I truly hope that you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I know it was really long. You guys know how I am. I just talk so much. And the annoying thing is, like, this is my look. I didn't even do anything crazy. Like, this took me this long because I like to talk so freaking much. But I genuinely appreciate all of the questions that you guys asked me. And thank you guys so much for just sticking with me. Thank you for following my Vlogmas videos if you guys have been following them thus far. But just thank you so much. Like, I am still here because you guys still want to watch me, and whether I get 500 views or I get 1,000 views or I get freaking, I have a video right now, for some reason it is still getting a bajillion views about like my moccasins. It's like 11 years old. I think that thing's like up to like 500,000 views, and I don't even know how. It doesn't help me in any way really, because I mean it does, but I'm not making like bomb money off of it. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy to see the evolution of myself, and to know that some of you guys have stuck with me for so long, even though I've come in and out of YouTube. It's just incredible, and it's an incredible feeling to still just be able to sit here in front of the camera and talk to you guys and open up and like have these questions that you guys are actually still interested in my life and like my opinions on things. It really is amazing, and you guys are freaking incredible, and I love you guys so much. So thank you guys. Happy Q&A, happy Vlogmas Day 21. It's 21, right? Oh my God. Happy Vlogmas Day 22. Happy 22. I love you guys. Have an amazing day.